I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian-speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem.
I'm here because I pick up my children from the school, and I have to step over migrants squatting in front of the school, eating or just sitting there. I really appreciate if you push them, bring them away from the school. If they have to be across the street from the school, that's fine, but would you please get them away from the school? They can't possibly be in front of the school while I pick up my children.
Queens Village residents are again protesting migrants being moved into their neighborhood.
This is absolutely a disgrace, okay? So we're going to be here until this is taken down.
I am an immigrant too, but I came legally, and it took me 15 years, and it's not fair.
This tent put up by the city can house up to 1,000 single adult men. Security outside the facility is tight. It's right near the Creedmoor Psychiatric Center. Demonstrators say the shelter is too close to a school. Republicans Curtis Sliwa and Long Island Representative George Santos making appearances to show solidarity with the crowd. This protest follows similar demonstrations in Staten Island, where migrants are being put up in an old school building. Mayor Adams says more than 110,000 asylum seekers have come to the city in the last year. He continues to call for more help from the state and the federal government. And Wednesday, he made this dire prediction.
This issue will destroy New York City.
These Queens Village families say they will keep protesting outside this makeshift shelter until they get their way, and this shelter has been taken down.
We don't know who are living here, and they're getting everything free.
Well, as you heard, the residents are pretty upset and vowing to hold more protests as long as this shelter is here in their neighborhood. Mayor Adams, for his part, says every borough must do their part to help with this migrant crisis as thousands of asylum seekers continue to come into New York City every month.
Illegally crossing the U.S. southern border is approaching record numbers again tonight. Meanwhile, the Biden administration also announced a controversial new policy that will allow nearly 500,000 migrants to temporarily stay and work in this country. Morgan Chesky has late details.
Tonight in Eagle Pass, Texas, officials say they're overwhelmed. The town now under a state of emergency in response to a massive migrant surge. In just 24 hours, 2,500 migrants crossed illegally. The mayor issuing a call for more help and resources.
We need to do something to control the situation. This is not normal. It is not normal for thousands of people to simply be walking in a line without consequence.
Nationwide, the border crisis is growing. On Wednesday, a Border Patrol official tells NBC News nearly 9,000 migrants crossed illegally, approaching the record high of more than 10,000 set in May. Tonight, President Biden is sending 800 more troops to help Border Patrol with logistics and processing migrants. The migrant surge so sudden, federal authorities shut down the international bridge here so staff could process thousands of men, women, and children. We found many left Venezuela to make the treacherous journey.
¿Cuántas personas de Venezuela? Wow. And so this is fitting exactly with what we've been hearing over the last several weeks. So many people coming from Venezuela.
Now the Biden administration announcing a major policy change, giving temporary legal status to nearly 500,000 Venezuelan migrants, allowing them to apply for work permits in the U.S., adding they'll be temporarily barred from deportation. Earlier, we met Yulia at an overcrowded shelter in San Antonio, also from Venezuela, and a mother of two.
Yulia, dime, ¿cómo están los niños?
Yulia tells me her kids are in good health, but the journey was difficult. Yet her family, like so many others, remains committed to going forward. Crossing here is dangerous. Officials confirming 2 drownings in 2 days, including a 3-year-old boy. Meanwhile, Republicans have blasted the Biden administration, saying its lax border policies have caused the ongoing crisis. Texas Governor Greg Abbott posting this video, writing, Texas installed razor wire in Eagle Pass to stop illegal crossings. Today, the Biden administration cut that wire, opening the floodgates. The video showing migrants crossing over after border agents cleared the fence.
And Morgan, we understand the mayor of Eagle Pass is now reaching out to Mexico.
Yeah, Lester, he is hosting a binational meeting tomorrow with Mexican leaders to discuss what he calls a deepening immigration crisis. And as for that video released by Texas Governor Greg Abbott, a Border Patrol official says that those migrants were in the water and the agents were fearful they could possibly drown. Lester?
Morgan Chesky, thanks. Tom Yamas is also at the border tonight. And Tom, you've been talking with migrants. Any indication of why this surge is happening right now?
Lester, good evening. That is the big question right now in Eagle Pass. I want to show you this just behind me here. The situation with migrants has gotten so bad, they've created this makeshift processing center under one of the main bridges here, one of the main arteries connecting Mexico to Eagle Pass. It appears they've separated the migrants, at least for now. There seems to be families on one side. You can see some of them getting into Border Patrol vans right there. And then on the other side, it looks to be a large amount of males that have come in without families and or without their wives and have arrived here. I had a chance to speak with the sheriff of Eagle Pass, who used to be a Border Patrol agent. He says in all his years in law enforcement and working this border, he has never seen a problem this bad. So I had a chance to speak to a few of the migrants, and I asked them, what happened with this week? Why are so many migrants coming to the United States this week? They told me they have no idea. One pointed to the sky saying the weather was better, but they also said it was very easy to jump on those trains and get right to the border. Lester, we know now they've shut down at least one highway and all of those trains.